Here's the truth. Leadership means everything's your fault, even when it isn't. If this scares you, you might not be ready. If this excites you, then guess what? You're about to power up. Welcome back, Breakers. We've covered influence, presence, and clarity. This next one that I want to talk about is called extreme ownership. And no, I didn't just make that up. I've used this for nearly 20 years as a chief, as a first class, and as a command master chief. In this one, we're going to talk about what separates the finger pointers from the real leaders. When you own the outcome, you build trust. When you build trust, your team will move mountains. When you become a leader, the scoreboard changes. Your people don't just reflect your leadership, they are your leadership. If something breaks or something doesn't go as planned or you miss a deadline, the first question you should ask is, what could I as a leader have done differently? This is an ownership mindset. That's one you have to develop as a leader. Ownership isn't about guilt. It's about control. Blaming your team or blaming other people, that's lazy leadership. Weak leaders, they play the blame game. They point the finger at other people. They don't take responsibility. They throw people under the bus. We've all seen it, and it's terrible leadership, and it's got to stop. That mindset, that might protect your ego, but it's killing your credibility, and credibility is what you need as a leader. Real leaders, they say, hey, that's on me. I didn't train them effectively. I didn't give them clear tasking. It's my fault. That's how real leaders talk, and that's the mindset that you have to adopt even when it's not your fault. I did an entire video on this where I deep dive why leaders are supposed to take the heat for their team. That's a key component and responsibility of real leaders. And if you aren't good at it, check out that video now. Failure or mistakes in your team are going to happen. Here's what I want you to do when a mistake happens. The first step is I want you to assess. Don't react to the situation. Don't get emotional. Just assess and analyze what happened. You need to understand the situation before you make any decisions. Step number 2 is I want you to own your part. Even if it's just 10%, how could you as a leader have better affected the outcome of this situation? You need to own that. Step number 3 is I want you to debrief your team on what happened so you can be better. Don't criticize, don't blame, don't point fingers, and especially don't call out the people who made the mistake. Be open and honest about what happened with your team, how you and the entire team are going to be better so you don't make the same mistake again. When you do this, you show humility, strength, and leadership in one move. A lot of leaders make mistakes, and the first mistake they do is they give a knee-jerk reaction or emotional response to what played out in the situation. Don't do that. Your people are going to mirror your leadership. If you blame, they're gonna hide. If you own it, they're gonna rise. What do you do when you make a mistake? As leaders, we're not expected to be perfect, nor are we perfect. We're gonna make mistakes. The key thing to do is try to make as few of them as possible. But if you do make a mistake, the first thing you need to do is get out there in front of your team and own it. Admit that you made a mistake. Talk to them about what you're going to do as a leader to not make the same mistake twice and how you're going to move forward as a team to be better. When you take ownership, you earn something way more valuable than perfection. You earn respect. People respect leaders who are okay with admitting when they're wrong. By modeling the behavior that mistakes are okay to make and then owning those mistakes and talking about them as a team, you're going to build a culture where people aren't afraid to bring you bad news. And when people bring you bad news, you can fix it. Your team can get better, and you guys can start being the best team possible for your organization. So build the culture that you want to see in your team, and it starts with you. So here's your challenge for this video. I want you to think about a recent mistake, or really anytime a mistake happens. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, what could you have done as a leader to prevent this? Taking that ownership as the very first step will help you build extreme ownership day one. Once you take ownership, I want you to close that gap this week. What caused the failure? Was it training? Was it feedback? Was it clarity? Find it out, close the gap, and make your team better. If you start doing this challenge every single time there's a mistake, you're going to close those gaps super quickly, and mistakes are going to fall to an all-time low. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and drop this in the comments. If you're ready to lead differently, drop ownership over ego in the comments if you're ready to lead differently. I want to hear it and I want to see it, because guess what? All of us need to put the ego in the back seat and talk about ownership first. Next up, check out the final module. In this one, I'm putting it all together. I'm going to talk to you about how to build credibility quick, how to build it in your first 30 days, how to do it without burning out, without overpromising, or pretending you're perfect. Check it out now.